Good afternoon, everybody, or good early morning, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. On December 17, 2024, I wasn't going to do another video, but there were a couple of comments in the comment section, and one person asked me, they remember seeing a video of mine where somebody was confessing to being paid for the organized stalking and stuff. I don't remember exactly what video it was. So I've been kind of combing through my videos, and I've come across some other things, from a couple of years ago that actually were not tagged properly, so it would be very difficult to find. So I'm going to read some of them to you. But in addition, I just came across a video 2 hours ago. A 15-year-old girl in a Madison high school shot her teacher and another student, injured a couple of others, and then allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, took her own life with a handgun. This is a 15-year-old, a girl. And there is a photo of her, and she has that targeted individual crazed look, that she's being tormented, that allegedly she left some kind of a manifesto, that she was planning it, etc., etc. These are not normal thoughts that come into the head of a 15-year-old. I would venture a guess that this 15-year-old has been taking prescription medication, and that prescription medication over time makes children nuts between the Wi-Fi, the radiation. And if she's a if she's a child in a targeted family, she's being tortured. And just how convenient that she literally takes her own life at the end. This seems to be a pattern that's happening across the United States over many years. It's a pattern that is too difficult to ignore. You can't ignore this anymore. It's scripted, and as targeted people, we know that it is scripted. But anyway, I came across a video as I'm searching for others. Is revenge for hire, vendetta legal? And then I did a Q&A. What is gang stalking and why do people participate? And this is from 2023. So for all you newcomers, if I'm repeating this and you've heard it before, you can skip forward. If you haven't heard it before, then listen in. This won't be too long of a video because I want to get into the shower and go to sleep. So this was back in 2023. And I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to read some of what I wrote here. There's a website called revengeforhire.com and revengeagency.com. They claim to hire investigators, retired law enforcement, and lawyers to get even with a person, ruin their business like a competitor, teach them a lesson, shatter a reputation, drain their crypto, destroy an ex, ruin a competitor, and more. And just for the record, after I did these videos, I compiled a letter to Senator Rand Paul about this. And I asked him if he could present this to Congress and ask if this is legal. I wasn't asking to shut it down. I was just asking how this could be legal, how they could be advertising for this, and how it is legal. I didn't get a response back on that. But anyway, so according to Sleepyhead on June 10th, 2023, gang stalking is a way to punish someone that you can't punish through the law or by yourself because you think it's not worth it to unalive them. So suppose a person wants to take revenge on someone, and they have a family and a career, for example, but they don't want to lose that in the slightest bit. So what do? They use gang stalking methods to incapacitate you or drive you mad. Gang stalking weapons tend to be simpler to make at home because they're electronic and can be disposed of quickly in case of an emergency. It could be the police, gangs, drug dealers. The list is really long. It could be just for fun. It could be for revenge reasons, racism, and all the stupid stuff that might come into your mind. People don't believe it's real. And when you tell somebody about it, they call you mad. Even ChatGPT has been programmed to believe that it's just a conspiracy theory. Well, again, this is 2023. That is not the case now. That's not the case now. I get some good information about gang stalking from ChatGPT. But you get more information in a smarter manner if you try with different questions. And there you go. Yes, I've asked different questions and I get good responses. The weapons they use and that targeted individuals call harassment tools are scientifically possible and practically possible. Most are sound and electromagnetic wave and have the ability to penetrate easily through some types of walls, including concrete. EMFs are just one example. The reason why this goes unnoticed is the fact that it doesn't leave a trace. And you've seen that video recently where I think it was Congress or a committee, and they're literally telling you, flat out telling the public that, yeah, it can go in and out without a trace. If you tell someone you got hit, they say there's nothing we can do. Please see a psychologist. The truth is there is damage, and they just don't want to admit it. And yes, these weapons can damage your brain without a trace on the outside. If you had x-rays or an ultrasound before, you will notice that these medical machines do in fact emit waves that penetrate the skull up to the brain and back, meaning that the waves left the machine, entered your skull, and reflected back to the receiver to be interpreted by the machine somehow. Imagine being exposed to the same waves directed to your skull for longer times, minutes or hours every day. Gang stalkers use things like this to destroy health and weaken the person gradually so that they die slowly. Of course, a lot about the information I provided could be wrong because no one can help you find the truth. And sometimes people tend to become their own detectives. But the harassment that the people used to complain from when I was 18 and I read their comments and laughed in disbelief has happened to me in older age. And I felt really stupid because I laughed at those people. I called them insane. They were not insane. They were smart. And someone was trying to make them insane. Then, somebody left a comment. Let me find it here. Let me see. I hope everybody's doing well. This Pretty Little Angel is by Linda's Angel Arts.
New shades of this product. Thrive Cosmetics.
The commercials are just, like, as soon as I pull up a video, the commercials are there. Let's see if I can find it now. There's so many comments. Let's see, the newest first. Okay, so I'm getting comments that like this. They are using the poop girl, Scarlet, to distract you so the cloaked men can go inside without you noticing. All are distracting you while you're focused on what they're doing in their cars when the cloaked men are targeting you for slow poison and destruction. Thank you, subscriber. And then they said, I see men by the trees. They look fit and military. But please, when you're viewing my videos and you tell me this, I can't go back and scan every video for what you're seeing. You may be seeing something because you have a different device than I'm looking at. I've got old equipment. Like, I've got an old laptop, I've got an old phone. So if you see something that's really important, if you can just tag the timestamp and just type it in the description here, in the comment section. But I agree with you that the poop girl is a distraction. They're all distractions. It is a distraction, like when I have to be called away to the mailbox, like when I was with the deputy. You know, I spent, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes with the deputy with that dead deer on my driveway and the stuff in the mailbox. You know, while I'm with the deputy, and the deputy might not even be aware of it. I mean, I will attest to the fact that even though the cops are in on it, they know of it, they don't know everything. They're not told everything. They're only told a little bit. Just enough to get them to participate a little bit. And some of them actually don't know. But in a small town like this, oh, the sheriff's definitely in on it. Absolutely. I know he was, because when I moved here, the sheriff was a deputy. And he was stalking me from across the street. Or I should say, surveilling me. Surveilling me. And he took it upon himself, without my permission, to have his horses in my field. I mean, he did take them, you know, after a few days of my being here, but the house sold. I mean, anybody that's bought and sold property, there can be a couple of days in between when the property's under contract, it goes under contract. You've got the 30 days in between, you're signing all the documents, then you've got to go for the closing. So during that whole time, the now sheriff, who was a deputy, had his horses on my property. The former owner had passed away. I didn't see any written agreement. When I signed my contract, even the owner's sons made no mention of any horses. He evidently took it upon himself, because the former owner passed away, to use the property. It's the way everybody does around here. Everybody's entitled. Right? I had no agreement. Zero agreement. I mean, he did take the horses away. I mean, I was fine with the horses being here. They were very pretty. It's nice seeing horses in the field. But they totally tore up my outer field. Completely. It took a year and a half to flatten out that field after those horses were there, tearing it up. And then, of course, the Zoom boy up on, I can't tell you the road, traipsed through it and dug it up. And then the Marks, one of the Marks people tore it up again. So this person comments, they're using the poop girl, the Scarlet, to distract me. So the cloaked men can go inside without you noticing. They're all distracting you while you are focused on what they're doing in their cars. Well, then the cloaked men are targeting you for slow poison and destruction. And they are poisoning my house. They are poisoning the ground. They're pouring mold and fungus all over my grass. It's very greasy. So let me just scroll down here, because there was, I don't know if the person took the comments down. or it was another video. But there was something else I wanted to read. It was another Q&A on Quora. Maybe it was my last video. Let me just check 1 second. But anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Please remember to hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there, you know, the whole bit.
What is this?
And
weird new wearable gadget.
Every time I click on a video, whether it's mine or somebody else's, there's always advertisements. Okay, let's see if I can find this person's comment. Sometimes there's so many comments that it's difficult for me to remember where the comments were. Okay, this is the comment. This is the most recent comment I wanted to repeat. I just wanted to get this on recording, okay? The same person who wrote about seeing the cloaked people in the trees, they say as follows: they all report back to the mothership and expect full assimilation, especially when you live amongst the den. I think it's unsafe for you, as you are surrounded by spies. Virtual community is great, but you need to protect your physical self. You have men in your yard destroying your property, poisoning your grounds. And I'm afraid they go into your home at night, right behind you as you walk through your door. So I'm saying this out loud. And I have not sent my formal complaint to the new Attorney General yet. I've been very busy here. I've got a sick cat. The weather hasn't been good. And I'm tired. And then, of course, you know, doing these videos, it's all time consuming and everything. And I've got a house to clean and cooking and all that stuff, just like everybody else. So I'm going to repeat this again. Now, I don't know who this person is, this subscriber. I don't know the name of this person, but they have been watching my videos recently. Now, this could be a protector. Now, I'm going to say all targeted people. You will find that there are people that are forced to go along, and they don't want to. Or they are in the community and do not participate, but have nothing to do with the target. They stay clear of the target, but they don't like what's going on. They have a conscience. And a lot of targeted people have told me this, that you will have someone, or two, or four, give you the clues you need as a protection. And maybe this is one of those people. Maybe this is a fear-mongerer. But I know for a fact that there are cloakers on my property since 2019. I know for a fact that I walk in one building, I will clean up my chicken coop, go into the cat's building, because I've mentioned before, I spend at least 2 hours every morning taking care of animals. That has nothing to do with what I do at night, or I'm in the middle of the day and washing dishes for all these guys, changing the water, vacuuming, you know, brushing all their fur and stuff, cleaning litter boxes. You know how it is if you've got cats. But you've got chickens and guineas, and then you're a targeted person on top of it. So I can go into a chicken coop, have it totally cleaned up, go into another building, come back, and it's a disaster. It's not possible for my animals to be doing that. So these people are following me around. You're absolutely right, subscriber. They do follow me around. They think it's funny. Tiptoeing around my property. They think it's a joke. It's no joke. And I do believe that there are times that somebody is in here when my door's locked. Because they're not all that quiet sometimes. They count on the fact, I mean, you probably do too. I'll listen to music at night. I'll listen to a podcast. I'm cooking. I'm rustling noise. I'm washing clothes, drying clothes, showering. This is all noise. But sometimes I turn it all off and I just hear shit. I don't live in some old, creaky house with 3 stories. I live in a tiny house. It's 5 years old, 6 years old. It doesn't creak. So when it does, there's somebody doing something, whether it's outside or inside. But I'm not a military guy. But I'll tell you, it's not a big person because I live in a small house. I'm a small person. And I'm walking around in my house. I still friggin' knock things over sometimes because it's small. And I've got stuff stacked everywhere. And I'm saving stuff. Like, I should really get rid of it. But all those clothes that they've damaged of mine, I'm just saving them. I've got them stacked up here in my hallway. Oh, and by the way, you're right. Today, I left my hat, my black hat, in my hallway because it was warm today. It was in the 50s, so I didn't really need it. I wore it this morning. I took it off, put it in the hallway. Then I ran out, and I have a hooded sweatshirt. I usually wear a hoodie. So I put my hoodie on instead and left my hat in my house. I came back. My hat is gone. Gone. Yeah, it's gone. I purchased those hats at the end of last year. I was just looking in my purchase history, like on eBay and Amazon. Do you have any idea how many EMF hats I've had since I've moved to Kentucky? 4. 4. And EMF headbands. Gone. All gone. One was $35, one was $25, one was $55. All gone. So you're right. I have to be more vigilant. And you know what it is? When you're a busy person, it's difficult. I'm like literally, I'm the queen of multitasking. I don't have a choice. I've got a lot of animals here. And there's always something unexpected happening, you know, or an unexpected delivery. So, like for instance, today I had an unexpected delivery. I had to open the box, put the stuff away. Unexpected pet food deliveries. Have to take everything out of the box, put everything away. And of course, you know, while I'm doing that in the cat's building, I'm brushing the cats. I mean, you know how it goes. It may take a little bit longer than expected. And these people are watching me 24/7. They're on shifts. I walked down the county road alongside my property today, and I saw fresh tire marks, because we've had a lot of rain recently. Fresh tire marks alongside of the meridian there. On my property, though. And when I walk down, it's never on my neighbor's property. It's only on mine. They leave deep ruts. So I appreciate you for leaving this feedback. The next time you see somebody in the background on my videos, You can also email me privately at alternativehomesteading@gmail.com. If you can just tag at what point in the video it was, you know, at what time stamp, what time, approximately, that would be really helpful. So now on, okay, no, where is it here? 1 second. It just disappeared. I have, there was another question on a Q&A on Quora. And then what happens is I had the tab up and somebody might have posted something underneath that question. So it disappeared. So, let me just see. My laptop is just running very slowly here. Oh, and before I get to that, and thank you, Clint, for this article on eBay. Not on eBay, on YouTube. Harvard students turn Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses into a surveillance tool. This is unbelievable. These Harvard students, they took these Ray-Ban smart glasses and they tweaked them so that whenever these glasses look at a person, it uses they've converted it to facial recognition, and it pulls up all the information about the person. It is scary stuff. Scary stuff. I might actually post this link in the description section so you can go see what this looks like. This is insane. This is crazy stuff. So, let me see here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Is gang-stalking a form of psychological warfare sponsored by governments or rogue entities? So let's see. Gang-stalking, also known as organized stalking, isn't just a conspiracy theory. It's real psychological warfare designed to harass and isolate innocent individuals. Let's dive into what it is, how it works, and importantly, how you can protect yourself and others. Gang-stalking is a systemic harassment carried out by groups to disrupt and destroy the lives of targeted individuals. It's a form of psychological torture involving invasive tactics that leave victims questioning their reality. The goal is to isolate, intimidate, and destroy reputations. Targets everyday people, activists, whistleblowers, and anyone challenging power structures. Some of the nasty tactics they use are street theater harassment, vehicular briding, mobbing, mind games, mimicking your actions and movements, making you feel surveilled, color conditioning, associating specific colors with psychological triggers, neuro-linguistic programming, manipulating your thoughts and actions. The long-term impact is that gang stalkers don't stop at harassment. They aim to ruin lives. I just got a low battery. They do character assassination, false rumors, labeling you as violent, criminal, unstable. You know, just like my neighbors. Violent, criminal, and unstable. They're psychotic, neurotic, inbred losers. Isolation, alienating you from family and friends and professional networks. Why we must act? Human rights are at stake. Oh, and look at that wiggle, wiggle, wiggle of my phone. Look at that. Gang-stalking is a violation of basic freedoms and dignity. There's global recognition. Scientists, lawyers, and human rights organizations recognize it as real. So how do you fight back? You stay aware. You post information online. I'm adding this. Posting information online to validate the experiences of others, leaving your testimony online. And even if nobody does something, you need to write your letters to your local government. You need to write letters to your higher government. You need to write the letters. Okay? You never know. And with the incoming administration, you never know who's going to disappear, right? There are a lot of people in these agencies now that will be gone next year. They'll be gone. Some of them are even resigning now, ahead of time. Build support networks. Connect with others who understand and can help. Document everything. Keep records of incidents to protect yourself legally, which is why it's important to videotape and post this stuff. Save it. Defend yourself. Awareness is your first line of defense. And thank you for the reminder that there are cloaked men on my property poisoning my property. And I know that they are. I know they are, but I appreciate you validating that. I do. I appreciate it. Well, well, well. My page just disappeared. You can see my camera is wiggling, and now my page, what I was just reading from, just disappeared. I've got... Okay, stand your ground. Don't let them isolate you. Build connections and share your story. Share it. Share your story. And you could share your story with me. You can send it to me via email. You don't have, I mean, obviously, years and years of targeting, you're not going to be able to share in one email. But I'm happy to, read a couple of paragraphs, summarize it, get it out there. Spread awareness. Because gang stalking, organized harassment, all of this thrives in secrecy. Expose it wherever you can. Now, I was watching the civil rights lawyer video earlier, and it was horrific. The video was given to him by another YouTube creator. It was in a very small town. The sheriff in this small town is targeting a family, a mother and her 20-year-old son. And it was not the first time. He barges into her house without a warrant, harassing her, wanting to arrest her. I didn't even get to watch the rest of the video because something else happened. But this is happening across the country, but particularly in small towns. I mean, look at in Kentucky, that sheriff that shot the judge, and everybody thinks that's okay. And everybody, well, of course, the judge is gone now, and they're saying, oh, well, he was hitting on the sheriff's wife or daughter. How do we know that? No one has interviewed the daughter yet. And it's not that she's that underage. I think she's 19 years old. It could be a crock of BS. It could be because that sheriff was involved in a gang stalking and protecting his officers who were, how do I say it? They're doing the nasty with some of the women he was arresting. So there are two sides to the story. The judge is not around anymore to tell his side of the story. And everybody's like saying, rah, 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 the sheriff. Well, because that's what people do in small towns. Look at where I live. Everybody thinks the sheriff is wonderful. He's part of a gang stalking program. And when I read back, I went looking at my other videos. Two of them were about the two FBI whistleblowers. And they validate the fact that it is the sheriff that allows these programs into their community. They don't have to allow them. And when they do, you know they're corrupt. And it wasn't just one whistleblower, it was two from the FBI. Well, actually, there are 3 of them, but they were the 2 that were interviewed. So, yes, thank you. And anybody else that sees things in my videos, you can email me privately. I have had people come forward, leave me messages in the comment section, and then delete them later. They don't want anybody to see that they wrote them. And that's okay. I appreciate that. And I've heard other targeted people, women, say that every once in a while, there is someone that will do something to make you aware that they don't like what's going on. They don't participate. But the only way they can help you is anonymously. And I appreciate it. Just like somebody in the community that can't stand Scarlett's guts. Right? So, and that happens here. I've met other people in this community that said that the entire county government needs to go. Every one of them needs to go. They're all corrupt. I thought it was corrupt in Manalapan, New Jersey. And New Jersey is corrupt, but not all of it. Manalapan's huge. There's huge money. Tons of money. But it is not all corrupt. And even in the police department, not everybody is corrupt. There are pockets of people that are corrupt. I mean, of course, I'm talking years ago. It's gotten a lot worse now. Society has completely degraded since 2020. But anyway, I'm going to get off my rant here. I'm going on almost 40 minutes. I look forward to your questions and comments down below. And anybody that sees things in the background of my videos, you can email me, alternativehomesteading@gmail.com, or when you see it, if you can just tag the timestamp and let me know, because I will look it up. I've done it in my videos. I've had, and I'm just going to say it for the record, for the effers that are listening, I've already had some of my videos forensically analyzed, okay? And there's talking in the background. Somebody is located in California, and there's somebody by the name of Ethan, who just happens to be my neighbor's adult son, who, after I announced this on my channel a year ago, just decided to pick up and move. Yeah. Because they're all in on it. All these local criminals. This is the way it is in a small town. I will never live in a small town again. I'm telling you right now. And for these military cloakers that are trying to take me out, well, guess what? My grandparents lived to their 90s. My mother, before she was unalived by you effers, was in her 80s. I'm only 66. I don't smoke, drink, or do drugs. I don't even take an aspirin. Even when you cut a friggin' triangle in my forearm on May 1st, this year, May 1st of this year, you cut a triangle out of my arm through a hooded sweatshirt and a long sleeve compression shirt without touching the shirt. No hole in the shirt. Anybody that wants to see that, you have to email me privately. YouTube took it down. I guess it was it's too nasty to look at. I'll tell you right, I couldn't even look at it. It's really bad. Fortunately, it's healed. They need to get rid of the evidence. I guarantee if my head were scanned, it would not come back good. Because I can feel the crevices in my skull that were not there before. I can feel it. And all the people around here, they're disgusting. They're all going to hell. That's not where I'm going. And yet, they are poisoning my food. And they're poisoning my cat's food. I'm going to just say something really quick. Now, back in New Jersey, I remember telling you guys that all my feral cats, every time I bring them to the vet would always say, oh, your cats are so clean. Even their ears are clean. They don't have any parasites. Well, I have had one of my cats living outside here. He was living outside with another cat who passed away, and then another cat came onto the property, and they seem to be buddies now. But I really needed to get him in. He's in bad shape. He's an older cat. His eyes are tearing. He's sneezing. His nails are too long. So I grabbed him today. So I cut all of his nails, wipe him down, clean his eyes, clean his nose, put the eye ointment, terramycin, which is unbelievable stuff for the eyes. Brush him, put the little flea and tick stuff on him. And I go to clean his ears. And his ears are not dirty at all. But yet, every cat inside my cat's building has dirty ears that they never had before. Because of something that they're spreading inside that building. I'll tell you what else they're spreading in that building. And I wouldn't know it until I pulled the carpet up. Now, how does anything get under a carpet? They're spreading like a fungus, like this black gooey stuff. Dots of it underneath the carpet, strategically placed. It's gooey. It's like grease. It's sort of like what they're spreading on my grass to cause it to die out. Little tiny pieces of grease. But who would think? Who looks under the rug? I looked under the rug. And they're putting all kinds of stuff underneath the rug. My cats are not doing this. Somebody's doing it. Slicing their blankets, their scratch posts, sheets, pillowcases, denting their cat food cans. These are angry, sick people. Very angry and sick. So it's very important that we post this stuff. Because I'll tell you flat out, if anything happens to me, people will know about it. I still have family that is living, that I'm in contact with. I still have friends that I'm in contact with. They know what's going on here. I have people check in with me from New Jersey from time to time. I'm a vocal person, and I'm a good person, and I don't deserve what's happening to me here, and I won't tolerate it, and I won't ever shut up. You can target my throat, my tongue, my eyes. They're targeting my eyes, like my left eye can hardly open. My animals. But you're the criminals. These are criminals. This is a criminal element in our society. So when they say that it's rogue, it's obviously rogue. The people that are cloaked on my property, it's not the sheriff. It's not their deputies. These are trained military people. This is an infraguard. These are retired military that they don't want to go back in the military. They don't want to go fight a war. What, are you kidding? They don't want to risk their lives. They're little weenies. They want to hide behind a tree and stalk a senior citizen because they're so big and strong and brave. Yeah, just like the poopynurse.com. The Scarlet. Anyway, I'm going to leave on that note. So I hope everybody's doing okay. And thank you for listening to my rant. And thank you for all of your feedback. And we are in this together. Because just because what's happening to me is not happening to you, it doesn't mean that it won't. I'm just older than some of you guys. Maybe it's happening longer to me. Maybe the person that's put me in the program, maybe there's more than one. Maybe these people getting paid a lot of money. There's a lot of stuff from New Jersey they don't want known. Like the Manalapan, New Jersey Police Department. The little hockey puck club. 6 or 8 of them. Criminals. She'd all be in prison. I'm going to sign off for now. I hope everybody's doing well. And just remember that we are all in this together. We are stronger together. And gang stalking is a systemic form of harassment carried out by groups to disrupt and destroy the lives of targeted individuals. It's a form of psychological torture involving invasive tactics that leave victims questioning their reality. I'm not questioning my reality at all. I know what's going on. Do you?